Hey! Welcome once to TAP2TECH, your source for all things Android and iOS tech. This time we are going to share with you the new Android 14 as well as its features and new functions, and all Android devices that will get this new Android OS version. Having said this, we go with the intro and start with the video. Up here we also leave you the best budget mobile of Xiaomi. €299 and offers excellent value for money. It has a 6.67-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. Android 14 is a modest update to Google's mobile operating system, with a focus on polishing the user experience and adding a few new features. It's not as flashy as some previous releases, but it's still a solid update that's worth installing if your phone is compatible. Here are some of the key features of Android 14. Improved Material U theming. Android 14 introduces a few new Material U themes, including cinematic wallpapers, which add depth and movement to your lock screen and home screen. More lock screen customization. You can now customize the clock and shortcuts on your lock screen to better match your needs and preferences. Better battery life and performance. Android 14 includes a number of optimizations that improve battery life and performance, especially on older devices. New security features. Android 14 adds a few new security features, such as the ability to revoke app permissions one by one and the ability to disable apps that you don't use. Overall, Android 14 is a solid update that's worth installing if your phone is compatible. It doesn't introduce any major new features, but it does polish the user experience and add a few new security features. Here is a more detailed review of some of the key features. Improved Material U theming. The Material U theming system that was introduced in Android 12 was a major overhaul of the way that Android looks and feels. Android 14 refines Material U further, with new themes and more customization options. Cinematic wallpapers are one of the most notable new Material U features in Android 14. These wallpapers are designed to be more dynamic and engaging than traditional static wallpapers. They use a combination of depth effects, animation, and color to create a more immersive experience. Android 14 also introduces new color palettes for Material U themes. These palettes are more vibrant and saturated than the palettes that were available in Android 12 and 13. They also include more options for dark mode users. More lock screen customization. The lock screen has been relatively neglected in recent versions of Android, but Android 14 finally brings some much-needed customization options. You can now change the clock style on your lock screen. You can also choose 2 app shortcuts to appear on your lock screen. These shortcuts can be for any app that you want, and they make it easy to quickly access your favorite apps without having to unlock your phone. Better battery life and performance. Android 14 includes a number of optimizations that improve battery life and performance, especially on older devices. One of the biggest changes is the way that Android handles background apps. In previous versions of Android, background apps were allowed to run freely, which could drain your battery and slow down your phone. In Android 14, background apps are more tightly controlled, which helps to improve battery life and performance. Android 14 also includes a number of other optimizations, such as a new memory management system and a new way to handle app wake-ups. New security features. Android 14 adds a few new security features to help keep your data safe. One of the most notable new features is the ability to revoke app permissions one by one. In previous versions of Android, you could only revoke all permissions for an app at once. This could be inconvenient, especially if you only wanted to revoke certain permissions. In Android 14, you can now revoke individual permissions for apps, which gives you more control over your privacy. Android 14 also introduces the ability to disable apps that you don't use. This can help to improve performance and security by preventing unused apps from running in the background. Conclusion. Android 14 is a solid update that's worth installing if your phone is compatible. It doesn't introduce any major new features, but it does polish the user experience and add a few new security features. The following Samsung devices are eligible for the Android 14 One UI 6.0 update. Samsung has removed the Galaxy S20, Note 20, and other devices from the list of devices that will receive the Android 14 update. It is important to note that the release schedule for the Android 14 update may vary depending on your region and carrier. The following Xiaomi devices are eligible for the Android 14 update. Xiaomi has not yet announced a release schedule for the Android 14 update, but it is expected to start rolling out to eligible devices in early 2024. Please note that this list is subject to change, and Xiaomi may add or remove devices at any time. Motorola has not yet announced a release schedule for the Android 14 update, but it is expected to start rolling out to eligible devices in early 2024. It is important to note that this list is subject to change, and Motorola may add or remove devices at any time. The following Google Pixel devices will get the Android 15 update. Google has not yet announced a release schedule for the Android 15 update, but it is expected to start rolling out to eligible devices in late 2023 or early 2024. Please note that this list is subject to change, and Google may add or remove devices at any time. The following Honor devices are eligible for the Android 14 update, according to Honor's official website. Honor has not yet announced a release schedule for the Android 14 update, but it is expected to start rolling out to eligible devices in early 2024. Please note that this list is subject to change, and Honor may add or remove devices at any time. This would be all about the new Android 14 as well as its features and new functions. If you liked the video, remember to like it, subscribe to the channel if you don't, and give it a like. Until the next car ride.